way from the Netherlands, Martin Niezen, you are without question one of my favorite people that I've met in the entire RV industry. Now, there's 3 reasons why. Number one, I think you are one of the hardest working people that I have witnessed. You don't stop. I think I work pretty hard, but then there's you. So we both are competing to see who can do more in a day. Also, your smile from the day I met you and your passion is contagious. It gets me excited. It gets me motivated. I don't think you ever have a bad day. And number 3, in addition to developing an amazing product that we're going to get into today, you are such a wonderful, empathetic leader that leads from the front. So what do I mean when I say that? You don't hide in a corner office. Within 3 years' time since I've only been in this industry, you have been everywhere. You have been from Salon Dusseldorf in Germany to the Tampa RV show to America's largest RV show. You meet with owners, you meet with businesses, retail spaces for RV dealers networks across North America. As I said, you do not stop. Anybody that chooses to follow you, good luck keeping up. Martin, my good friend, you know that I love you from the United States. Our family always wishes you nothing but the best. We've been busy, and finally we're here. Thank you for taking some time to join us on the Launching Life's Journeys podcast.
What an amazing introduction. Thank you for having me. It's so good to talk to you again and to see you again. And unfortunately, we couldn't see each other at this show, at the Tampa RV show. You were one of the first persons that I ran into when I came to America and tried to get my product onto the RV market. And I'm very happy we built this relationship. So again, thank you for having me, and it's my pleasure to be on your show.
Awesome. So, one of the things that I want all of our, our consumers that are tuning in, they're going to hear it on the podcast where we air it. Also, this is, of course, a video conference that's going to be recorded and available on YouTube. One thing I want everybody to know, any product to me, I always talk about when I post all the time about the same blueprint works no matter the industry. You obviously know me outside of this, so off the record, our friendship, kind of my history, working for a Japanese privately owned company, big into automation and robotics. Now I come to RV and people say, Will, is it any different? Well, no, we make the product. We sell through a dealer channel to market. So we support our dealers to make sure, obviously, they're educated, more information, more communication, to ensure that everything that we are putting out is being clearly communicated to the consumers. You are multi-channel because people can communicate directly to GasStop. They can order online. There's also distribution as well. So again, with humility, you're working a lot harder because you're managing many different channels to market. Now, what we're going to be talking about today is how, and I don't want to take credit, I don't want to copyright it, but I said that this year it seems like GasStop has exploded. Now, this is, I make no jokes and I wish nothing bad, but it's funny because your product is all about propane safety. So I don't mean to say explode, but the demand is very, very high. So for everybody listening and tuning in now, very, very simply put, what is this product provided by GasStop in the RV industry that has gotten so popular, Martin?
Yeah, so first of all, I think we built a product that isn't there in the RV industry in the United States. So we do not have any competitors. We make a unique product. So I think that's the most important reason. And we build a product for safety. People adore, of course, safety. Everybody wants to stay safe when they are enjoying their free time. Most of the people are doing it in their free time. And so we make a product that if you are having an accident with propane, it will shut down 100% if you have a major leak.
Yeah. And like I said, in 3 years' time, I have seen your company come from an introduction into an industry to where everywhere you go, and we're going to get into kind of this year alone, you have been growing exponentially because, again, the product works, it's reliable, Customers have grown to trust it, and now it's becoming word of mouth. It's a frenzy. You know, you were, again, your warm, kind, empathetic smile was a great at an introduction 3 years ago in Tampa. Now you come in and there's a line of people to meet you. That has to feel so good and rewarding for all the efforts that you and your team put forth to develop this amazing product. And I also want to be clear right now so there's no confusion. A lot of times people think, well, hey, if they're on the podcast, Heartland's endorsing. By no means isn't an endorsement. Martin is just one of my best pals, so that's why he has the nice backdrop of Heartland. But I want to be clear, no matter what type of RV you have, so long that it has a circuit using propane, his product will work with anybody. So this is not a towable only. This is not a motorhome only. This is not one brand or the other. No matter what brand of RV you have or what type, if it uses propane, great opportunity to get something better for you and your family. So let's kind of talk about the evolution. When did the product first launch? And then where have you really seen so much growth over the last few years?
Yeah, so we are talking about America now. 4 years ago, we started in the United States, and we needed to go through a lot because if you want to bring your product from Europe to America, you first of all need the UL listing, of course, and that is a serious program. And they test your product like in and out like crazy. We were shocked actually in a good way how they do that. And it took a year to actually be able to get the product on the US market, because there are a lot of standardizations, there are a lot of rules that your product needs to go through. We did that. We also created patents for this in the United States. So 4 years ago we started, and 3 years ago I went to the biggest in our eyes, the Tampa RV Super Show in Florida, and our distributor is also based in Clearwater, so it's Florida. So it was a great combination to go out there and actually talk to the people themselves. And not only to manufacturers, not only to distributors, but I wanted to talk to the people that actually use RVs. Yeah. Those are the ones to get the answers from. Those are the people that do it like on a daily basis and could tell me what they need. So yeah, that was a very interesting year. We learned a lot. That was actually the first time we both met. And you were so inspiring, and you warned me for a lot of things, and actually everything you said was true, and that was a great lead. And what I always have done is go out there myself, because you can listen to a lot of people in all kinds of jobs or situations, but if you go out yourself, you learn the most. And I must say, we have an amazing team. We have an amazing team of people that are helping me doing it every single day.
Yeah, and through your guys' hard work and your great leadership, since our first meeting, you have really accelerated, again, the distribution and access to this. So again, for everybody listening, you know, GasStop, if you go to gasstopusa.com, that's where you can find out all the information from just, like you said, 3 years ago, getting here to the States, getting your team going. You are now available in nationwide retailers, General RV, Lazy Days. This, of course, is all on the website, Amazon, Walmart Plus, eTrailer, Rec Pro, just to name a few. Also, like I say, you can order directly from GasStop, correct?
Yes, correct.
And your product, just for everybody listening to kind of ballpark and gauge what we're talking about, $69 USD. But for what you get at that price point, when there's nothing else out there on the market that is, again, gone through the safety regulation protocols, as you guys have, being UL listed, of course, and meeting ISO standards, it's really, to me, as I see it, it's one device that provides multiple uses. So number one, you know, when you're working with propane, what's most important is having an emergency shutoff, and yours secures that 100%. So can you talk about that specific first feature?
Yeah, thank you. Great question. When I went to USA, I discovered that a lot of people are actually thinking they have a safety product on the cylinder, on the tank.
Yep.
Because a lot of people think that the OPD valve is a valve that closes when you open the cylinder. And that's right, that's correct. What they don't know is actually, a lot of people don't know, is actually when you connect something, that safety is gone.
Yes.
So a lot of people still, till today, we keep educating, we keep talking about it, because that's very important. As soon as you connect something, every single safety is gone.
Yeah.
So what the American market came up with is actually they put excess flow valves in hoses, and it doesn't stop the gas.
Right.
It only reduces the flow of gas.
Yep.
And that's a big differentiator. Our product, when you have a major leak, so you have more gas flow than normal, then it will recognize it at a major leak and it will shut off 100%. So it fully closes. So if you come back to your vehicle and you can't use gas, there is no gas going flowing, you go to your cylinder, you watch at the GasStop, there's a little gauge on it, a pressure gauge. You will see that it has shut off. So visually, you actually can see, hey, there's something going on and I'm in control and I can do something about it.
The other thing that I love about your remarkable product, again, you can get it for $69 USD. And your growth, like I said, in aftermarket that I knew was going to happen, was going to take off, through the gills. The other thing that I think is so valuable, of course, safety should be number one, but most people don't like to be inconvenienced, right? You and I know no matter what type of RV you go, it's a long trek to that destination. And how frustrated do parents get when they arrive and go, bah, blast, they're empty. So now family has to stay in the middle of wherever. Then mom or dad have to get in the car, take the tanks because they didn't know they were out. Again, what's so amazing about your product and why it's taken off so much and why so many people have said to me, hey, Martin, he is awesome. Because you have a gas pressure indicator that helps them so they don't drive 400 miles and go, we're out. So kind of talk about that.
Yeah, it's again a very good question. Is what we call a pressure gauge. So it's vital that you can go back to the device and see actually on the gauge there's something going on. It's like impossible. It's very good marketing if people say we sell a device with a level gauge, but it's impossible. You cannot measure the amount of gas. There is what's actually happening in your cylinder. You have a liquid in your tank, and above the liquid is a gas, and that's the gas we use. But the temperature is a factor. It's constantly changing in that cylinder. So if you go to our product and you see the different colors, the different ranges on the pressure gauge, as long as the needle is in the green in the middle space, you know that you have enough liquid to use gas for, because it's impossible to measure gas.
Yeah.
So if you run out of liquid in the cylinder, that's the moment when the needle drops into the red zone, and that's the moment that you know we have the last 30 minutes. So no confusions about you cannot read the amount of gas. It's impossible because it's constantly changing. So level gauges, we talk about a pressure gauge, and it's also an indicator to let you know where you're at what stage.
Yeah. So, again, you're adding even more value to a customer so they can plan accordingly to make sure that they have the right amount of propane for a given trip. Now, I also like the fact that in addition to, again, safety, which should be number one and paramount with 100% emergency shutoff and having that gas pressure indicator, it can also be used if you just thread it on a propane circuit as a minor leak tester.
Yeah, it's again, it is actually an amazing product, isn't it?
It really is. And I think,
Yeah.
like I said, the excitement of seeing the value, so many people, again, as you said, this year at Tampa, no exaggeration. I asked you before we started recording, you said, Will, probably the best show we've had so far. Before I was making introductions, giving out business cards. Let me explain to you what it is. Now people are coming up to you saying, Martin, it's such a pleasure to meet you. Can I get a photo with you? We love this product. We've told 500 friends of ours at our campgrounds. So this has without doubt been your best year yet. And the thing that I keep going back to, it's one thing to have innovation that provides safety and value. But there's one other piece that you guys did so successfully. You made it so simple to install.
Yeah, that's correct. I'm going back to your last question is the minor leak test, because that's really a very good feature and people love that. So if
Yeah,
you already said it like 10 minutes ago, if people travel for miles and miles and for hours and hours, what you easily can create is a minor leak and you will never know. And you do not want to have a propane system leaking, right? Small or
right.
big, you do not want that. So what you actually do, as soon as you come to the destination, you take your GasStop, you actually open the cylinder, you need to prime the gauge. We are the only device that needs to prime the gauge to open the system. And then what you're going to do is actually close the tank again. What you're doing is trapping the gas in your system. And as long as that needle stays at the same spot, you go away, you come back in 10, 15 minutes. If that needle is exactly at the same point, you know that you're good to go. And that's a great peace of mind. And who doesn't want to know if they are good to go? Um,
Absolutely.
so that minor leak test thing is, people really love it. More people talk about the minor leak test thing, and yeah, the 100% is amazing and that's good and they like it and that's the reason why they buy GasStop. But this extra feature of being able to do a minor leak tester, a very short story is actually there was a group of people parking their RV in a circle,
Yep.
and that this beautiful spot sitting around the campfire. And while doing that, at the evening, they smelled propane.
Mm.
And there was one of them went to his RV and he had a GasStop and he checked and he said in the group, he was the hero of the group, because he said, it's not me, because he checked his system was okay. Then this hero moment came. He took off his GasStop, went to the other rigs with a third or fourth RV. They found a minor leak and they shut the system down, and the next day they solved it. So it's again a great story of what is happening outside. So yeah,
Well,
this
and
is the
again,
minor.
like I said, I see that leak test as a two-stage benefit, right? Again, number one, it's about safety, but number two, if you unknowingly have a leak in the system, even in the best of efforts of filling those tanks, now you're short, your trip somehow becomes short. You say, how are we out of propane already? This could maybe be a result. So this is again why GasStop has done so well in the aftermarket, because when the people that camp, this is a lifestyle. It's part of their checklist. I always say pilots have a checklist. RVers have a
Yeah,
checklist.
yeah,
Families, when they're planning a trip, go through a checklist. GasStop has become a checklist for thousands of RVers throughout North America. And it's just, like I said, been incredible. The other thing that I really give you and your team credit for, you didn't do this with the intention to be cheap. You did it to do things the right
yeah,
way. So I
correct.
will say on the record that GasStop, again, gasstopusa.com, your product is quality approved, meeting in accordance with UL and ISO standards. And as you said, not to bore everybody, but long story short, it's expensive and a lot of work. So I applaud you and your team for making that investment, because you wanted to have a product that was reliable and safe and provided so much value. Also, too, again, $69 USD, as we said, for one GasStop device. You provide a great warranty. Can you talk about your warranty?
Yeah, so what we actually did, what I do in the Netherlands, I represent my country in the Standard Commission, in the European Standard Commission. So I know what the value of those standards can be. And what we actually did is, when we started in America, we do not do batch testing. We test every single product, because I just want to make sure that everything is fine when the product goes to a market. So what we create is, we build our own test machine, and because we are doing three different tests, and as soon as the product is good, it turns it upside down, and the machine is actually providing a QR code. It's a unique code, and to give the evidence that we test every single one. And that's the reason why we can give a 5-year warranty. And that's exceptional because who's doing that for 5 years, right?
Sure.
So I just wanted to, say that very proud of the team again, because every GasStop that goes out there is tested not only through the standards we have, but also through this unique testing system that we create, and we can prove that we have tested every single GasStop with a unique code.
And one thing, again, for our listeners that are on, just so we're clear, they don't tune things out. You, like I said, the last few years have advanced development of different things as well. I think, unless I'm wrong, Martin, I believe that you first came out with the Acme connection type. So this is going to be found mostly with travel trailers and fifth wheels, but you also do, for people listening or wondering, oh, Will, it's great. You've got Martin, the co-founder of GasStop, on, but I have a Class A and a Class C. He doesn't have a solution for me. Wrong. GasStop also has a POL connection type. So that is what you will typically or more commonly find on those Class A's and Class C's. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. So in the years we got so many questions and so many demands of can you make this, can you make that, and so that's correct. When we made a Acme connection for RVs, we developed a POL for example Class A. We also developed some gas hoses, and we have this special 90-degree hose for installations in small spaces. So we have a lot going on, and there's also a lot still coming. And last year, so ready for this year, we also created a Acme grill version.
Right, because as you know, everyone in North America grills. They have a grill. So whether they have a Blackstone, a Weber, a Traeger, it doesn't matter the brand. And when I mention their names, I'm not saying that they're endorsing GasStop, but I'm just mentioning common, well-known brands. Again, as long as it has a propane tank, you know, you can learn more about those benefits. So like I said, not only did you bring an amazing product to the United States, you've absolutely taken off. You've had your best shows yet here in Tampa. What is the balance in terms of travel, or are there any other big events or shows that you or Mike and your team are planning on going to engage with more of the end customers this year that you're aware of right now?
Yeah, so we have a lot going on, and in Europe it's a little bit different because for every country I have a different team. And what I actually did, because your market, the US market, is so huge, it's even bigger than the whole market in Europe. So what I decided to do personally, because I like it so much in America, and the community is so beautiful people, and the thing is that there is so much work to do in the United States if it's about propane safety, that I'm really focusing myself and the team in the USA. So I'm actually very busy with America. The team goes to all kinds of shows. I always go to the Tampa show because I don't want to miss that. I will probably go out to another show, maybe even the Hershey show that's coming up. The team is everywhere. I don't know every time where they are. And it's the same. We're doing great in England as well, and Sweden is doing very well. We of course are in Germany, but it's there is so much going on, and the thing is, I cannot be everywhere. But I promised the team that I'm going to be more busy with the American market, because there was a lot to do. And what we really try to do, I'm not out there saying how good I am. I'm just trying to explain that safety is important. I want to help educating companies, RV technicians, RV installers, because propane is something like not everybody understands what's going on. Yeah, like 70% they know, but a lot of people don't know exactly. And the ones that want to know more can reach out, and we will educate, we will help. And we have a lot of support from great RVIA and the NRVTA and all kinds of like institutes that actually now taking GasStop into their classes and learn about the propane safety through GasStop. And also for them, it's easy to do a minor leak test as well. So there is so much going on, and also the development for other products. So thank you for asking.
So needless to say, you're not slowing down anytime soon.
No, no.
And I just want, again, I want to recap.
And may I interrupt? This, and the audience should hear this. You are constantly. Thank you for your beautiful words, but you are the same. And this is why we get so along so well. And you are so hardworking. I see you everywhere. And to help those people out with all the information you give, and to educate, and to listen to them, and to develop situations or circumstances that the RV, the end user, really has a better holiday or going out there is what we do, and we both love that, right? So just wanted to say that.
Thank you so much, buddy. I do appreciate the kind words. And I think, like I said, at the end of the day, it really is, you know, for us, we make an RV. It's a vehicle, it's a product that allows families to have a great experience. But the opportunity always is, as you know, as populations grow, as interest grows in this segment, you can never stop educating, and you can never stop providing access to consistent information. So that is probably, you know, the majority of both you and me is constantly educating, whether it's conference calls, whether it's, you know, having meetings, whether it's meeting with end customers, you know, putting a lot of effort behind your e-commerce and your website. Again, GasStopUSA.com. Nothing on that site, to me, this is why, again, I admire. There is no right hook. There is no, hey, we're the best, 5 stars. 5 stars of what? If you go on the website, you're just going to get information, the POL connections, the Acme connections, how to do an installation, information about leaks. This is why, like I said, when I met you 3 years ago, I had a twinkle in my eye. I spent 15 years from Japan to Israel and just about everywhere in between working with advanced automation, robotics, pneumatics. I know more than anybody. Seals, porosity, gas leaks. It's a dangerous sucker. It's just like when people say in the RV, it's like, you know, it's hard to keep the water out. Try keeping gas out. It's very difficult to control this. So when a product like this comes along, as people begin to use, they see the value that it provides separate from safety, you know, and like I said, your product ensures that people can get the proper amount of propane they need to schedule for the entire trip, to not have any delays because your product will catch any leaks, to limit the tank from emptying unbeknownst to them. So like I said, it has been, we've said it, we've been complimenting each other this whole time. The listeners are probably like, all right, you guys are best friends. Yeah, I think Martin's an amazing innovator. He's the co-founder of GasStop. You know, you've expanded now to grills. Yeah, it's like I said, it's just so exciting to see you and your team, your hard work, and in 3 years' time, what you guys have been able to do. Again, I will be very clear. This is not an endorsement on behalf of our company. Martin would, of course, have to go through our supply chain and our VP of purchasing. You are just a friend that I've grown to really support and believe in. I love your hard work and dedication, and everybody listening, tuning in, watching to learn more about the valves that are for RVs. Again, the POL and the ACME models, both available. Go to GasStopUSA.com and click on the RV tab. If you have a grill at a home, so not the RV, or even maybe you bring a grill, you can learn and click on that tab as well. And if you need any of the accessory hoses that are patent pending in 2 different lengths, you can get all that information as well as you're going to find out their list of authorized stores on their website. And again, good luck trying to catch Martin. This has been, what, 2 years in the making of us having the same time, your time difference. What is it right now in the Netherlands?
Like a 6-hour difference.
Yeah, so, okay. So you're not wrapping up your day because I know you work till midnight every day, but it's good to catch you on your lunch break. Martin, I wish you and the team nothing but continued success. We'll stay in touch. When more innovations are ready to be publicly announced, of course, we're going to have you back on the Launching Life's Journeys podcast. But until I see you again, my friend, be safe in your travels. Don't take your foot off the gas. And maybe another little pun right there. And like I said, I admire you, and I wish you and your team nothing but the best.
Thank you. Thank you for the kind words, and thank you for having me. And again, also, I went to the Tampa RV show. I tried to look for you, and your colleagues didn't know me and were so nice, and they actually, oh, you're from Europe? You need to see this development. And he brought me to the news RV, and it was so cool and was so fun. And I'm happy we connected to get to this moment. And it was awesome to see you again, to speak to you again. And if we can help, we will be there for you guys and everybody who is listening. You can reach out to us through our website. It's the most easiest. We have this time difference, but we always try to answer within 24 hours. So thank you for having me.
No problem. Awesome. All right, everybody, get to GasStopUSA.com.
I'm Will Miller, and I want to thank you for tuning in to the Launching Life's Journeys podcast, brought to you by Heartland RVs. Stay tuned for our next destination.